Bonjour, and welcome back to the French campaign in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Let's slay this dragon. Now, what I'm wondering is this a dreadnought, or is it some kind of weird ironclad thing with a bunch of turrets on it? And it looks like a dreadnought. The Danes have got something kind of advanced. Send the cruisers home. They're not going to be able to do much, probably, if it is a dreadnought. I'll put the torpedo boats to use, though. And of course, the 3 battleships. Which are technically not dreadnoughts, but functionally they are, well, 2 of them kind of are. We do have bigger guns, though, than the Dane. That one only had, what, 12-inch guns? It's been 5 seconds, and I already forgot. I think it was 12. Nice weather. A little bit, like, foggy, but not too bad. I've been toying with the idea of messing with the accuracies file, it's called. That's the text file that controls the weather. To make night battles a little bit more likely to happen. And here is our enemy. It's a battle hexagon. Mark II 12-inch guns. I mean, the armor quality is really, really bad. It's got iron plate. That's almost impressive, having iron plate on a dreadnought. But that's what she's got, and it's not terribly thick either. So, yeah, even with that maxed out inner belt, looking at 14, almost 15 inches effective. But at plus 17. Let's see, if I do, there. Yeah. We can just go straight through that thing at any range. Still, though, it is kind of impressive by the Danes to have a dreadnought, being such a tiny nation. But I guess they are also very advanced technologically. Now the torpedo boats just kind of hang around until their battleship is engaging mine. It's still quite far out. That's a lovely sunset, isn't it? Are you running away from me? Trying to. There. Well, we might just have to cut you off. The torpedo boats. At 18 knots, it's actually faster than my pre-dreadnoughts. It would be faster than my my cruisers as well. I'm going to send the battleships this way and then just try and pressure it towards the battleships. We are in torpedo range, almost. Five kilometers away. First wave of torps. Off you go. Blocked a hit, actually, that little torpedo boat. Battleships are now almost in range. Thanks to my torpedo boats, basically. Which I don't think they're gonna hit, because the enemy dragon is like kiting away. It's hard to tell. The fog is kind of obscuring my torpedoes, but the dragon is now in range. And Gascoigne and René Magritte are firing. And we've already hit it. T2. And we get a flash fire. My favorite things. I guess part of the credit should go to the torpedo boats, despite them not having landed a single hit. And the flash fires keep spreading. There's one main gun pen. Gonna wait for it to slow down. It's still got a bit of like inertial speed. At 3 kilometers, we should be getting some hits. At basically, oh, we got torps of your own. Yeah, that was Gascoigne scoring that multiple flash fire hit. And we were able to fix our engine and just get slightly underway, making most of those torpedoes miss. But it's all over now, basically. The fat lady has begun to sing. If not for the use of iron plate, I would almost think this was a shared design. Well, iron plate and like one random secondary turret on a big barbette there. That kind of screams AI. There, maybe? You guys better not be firing HE. See some yellow tracers. Or maybe it's just like the sunset. We do have one main gun remaining. It hasn't blown up yet. And not too much flooding up front. They're actually pumping out the water, fixing the engines. Closest torpedo bolt. You can come back. Might not be needed. Because we keep blasting holes in this thing. Oh yeah, you sped up. Because the weather improved. Or the sea state. And slow you down so you can get a little bit more accuracy. Actually, Flandre, you can just stay quiet. And there she goes. Down to heavy flooding. That was some impressive fireworks, scoring those flash fire hits. So that should be back to 100% now that we sank the Danish battleship. I got 2 armored cruisers though in Copenhagen. West Greenland, next invasion target. And with that gone, that should be the end of Denmark. Now, what's going on with the US? Their ships are just kind of sailing. Oh, you're going back east now. A huge torpedo boat destroyer squadron. These battleships are coming north. But not going to the same place. Let's see, where you got ships here? This naval invasion will ensure that the war goes on for a little while longer, which we might be struggling to afford it. Because we got 400 million remaining, and the monthly balance is minus 90. So that's just over 4 months of spending. I can probably reduce the transport capacity thing. Minus 50. Now we're talking 8 months of spending. And if we need more money then, well, we're probably just going to have to sacrifice some of the tech budget temporarily. That's how it goes. Yeah, I keep forgetting that it changed it. So the tech currently being researched is now on the top, which makes sense. It saves me a lot of scrolling, but when I keep forgetting, it's yeah, that is on me though. Are we getting anything? Oh yeah, ooh, no new cruisers. Just one of the hulls go obsolete. So we're gonna have to just accept that our cruisers for now just look like armored cruisers, but slightly bigger. Send one more light cruiser into this invasion here. Just to get it up to 100. Right. Again with the alliance, no, I don't really want war with the Ottomans right now. I'm taking half of Greenland. And the Danes have a light cruiser. Which looks fine for the kind of hull it's built on, but what do we want to do to chase that thing down? Cruisers? They only go 18 though, so they're not faster than the battleships. But I guess they're probably less likely to overpenetrate. So, we're gonna go with the cruisers. Let them have some action. We're being spotted, so it's not that far away. Probably. I have increased the tower spotting on a lot of like early game light cruisers though, because many of them had really bad tower spotting, like maybe 1,000 meter, maybe less on these kind of towers. And I just want to make like early game light cruisers a little bit more useful. I should probably go through and give them slightly better torpedo spotting as well. Because that's also like a stat that is laughably low on many of those early cruiser towers. But that's a lot of work. I tell you what, going through that parts file and editing single parts like that. Charlotte, Amelia, they're coming for you. Just need to do, accept a little bit of water into your hull, and then we can catch up. Turn off the secondary guns so the 2-inch guns don't make a lot of noise. The 7-inch guns do count as main guns though, so they cannot be separately turned off. Which you may consider a design flaw, but on the other hand, it does look cool. You got the Mark II 7s as well. Harvey armor. Turbines. If only they had Harvey armor on that battleship, it might not have flash fired so spectacularly. There we go, a bit of flooding. Might be enough to slow it down. .9. Mine are doing 17.6. And now their engines are out and they're flooding all over. And it's done. Nothing from the Americans this time, this month. 100%. 100%. Let's send Chateaurenaud into her new home of Tassilok. The Easting, you can come help out here, I guess. The Danes have yet another ship, an armored cruiser. Got a battleship heading to San Francisco. One heading here. Two battleships heading to San Francisco. Let's deal with this little force. We're probably going to get some reinforcements, though. And this task force is now available. They can do some work. Let's see if we can strike Norfolk. Right. Ottomans, can you, like, please chill out? Portugal also very close to war. What did I ever do to them? Other than, you know, letting the Germans take their homeland. Yeah, Germans have picked up quite a lot of land around here. No. One battleship. What happened to the other ships that were there? I guess we're sinking one battleship then. Now, if that battleship had been, like, slightly better... I mean, it's not bad, but the 12-inch guns are just a little bit weak. If they had 13s or 14s... even a single one would be a bit of a threat. Because you just need one lucky hit to cause a bunch of flash fires, as we saw with the Danish one. Plus 100. Well, last time we fought one of these Utah class battleships, it had one of those defects. So it had like 90% or something armor instead of 100. But 100 is what it should have with Krupp 1 and Citadel 2. Some of the torpedo boats, like, stay in the background for now. Until the Virginia is engaging my battleships. I do outrange you. 14 is the number to beat, and we beat that at 7,500 meters. That's pretty close. They're gonna have to get much closer than that to beat my main belts, though. We're firing HE at this range, which is not necessarily bad. We could AP pen the fore and aft belts, actually. And the superstructure. We could also, if we stay at max range, we could potentially score deck penetrations. That's not really that likely with Mark II guns. They just don't have the elevation. But it could happen. Now let's bring you in. Slow to cruising speed. We are at a range where we can penetrate. T1 is launching. They're both T1s. That's fine. You should speed up. I don't want to take my own torpedoes here. Bring you guys over to the other side. You're not launching. There you go. Should be safe unless those torpedoes start changing directions on me. There we go, flash fires. You're going straight for my battleships. I can't launch here. That's just way too risky. That's begging to, you know, land torpedoes on my own ships. You have torpedoes of your own, though, and they are in range. So are my battleship torpedoes. Your main guns are all knocked out, so maybe closing to torpedo range is the only option you got left. The only 2 torpedo hits I scored this time were from my own battleships. which is kind of amusing. And there goes Virginia. Let's see what else you have to offer me this month. 2 light cruisers. Dayton's. With just the 5-inch guns. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. Not that the guns on the light cruiser matter too much in this kind of an engagement. Yeah, just gonna keep sailing until we find them. They found us already. There they are. Gonna turn in parallel. And there you are, visible again. Two on each. Aniston and Memphis. Now, are we gonna struggle with over-penning or not penning? I guess not. That's a very solid main belt pen there. On Aniston. Taking now one more. And she's gone. Memphis remains, wondering what suddenly happened to her sister. Turn off the secondary guns. Those are like a very nice and sleek looking light cruiser. It's just a little bit undergunned. And a little bit under torpedoed. Just need one or two decent main belt penetrations, like we scored on And it's... there we go. Opening up the range would probably help with that. I don't remember if it's like 4 or 3 times the penetration to score over penetrations. Yeah, it's not a surprising result. It would probably help the Americans if they like got their ships together in some kind of a cohesive force. Like earlier in the war, they had cohesive forces, but they were all like really outdated. Now they actually have some decent ships, but they're like being sent at us in 1s and 2s. Knut Rasmussen class heavy cruiser. Let's see if it's any good. I'm pretty sure it's like easily digestible battleship food. I'm just gonna send the other ships home. There you are. 5-inch main belt at plus 65. I'd say not bad. Semi-shells. This would do some very terrible things to a light cruiser. I've slightly buffed semi and semi-AP shells, by the way, to make them a little bit more viable. They don't lose quite as much penetration when compared to regular AP shells. Don't know if I'd still use them myself too much, but now when the AI uses them, they're not that hampered, really, compared to before. I've also slightly reduced the damage on Cap Ballistic and Cap Ballistic 2 shells, which I think it's like that in vanilla as well, which I think it's a fair way to balance how they got a lot more penetration than standard AP. Doesn't mean I'd stop using them, but it's just my little I kind of want to make more of the building options, like ammunition and powders and stuff, Make it more viable, so it's not as if it's one correct option in every case. Doesn't mean everything is going to be as good as everything else, but yeah. Let's see, Helgoland. 2.9 kilometer torps. Maybe you're not brand new. There we go, more main belt pens. While I was yapping about the finer points of game balance, my battleships were just doing their thing. That should be the final floating hit. There, that definitely is. Yeah, the Danes, of course, also just sending their ships one by one, but they, like, don't really have much of a choice. They don't have that many ships, or the capacity to build that many ships. You know, we're taking Iceland, we're gonna take West Greenland next month. Let's have you guys rejoin this this task force here outside of Nuke. How is our 98%? We are getting the Mark III 13 in 6 months. How long until our new battleships are launched? 6 months. We got one battleship here, getting one more battleship. And an armored cruiser. Fine, we're going back to San Francisco. And the Americans seem to be ignoring that invasion. No, they're not. They're sending light cruiser there. 1 at 7.6 is more than enough to capture that island. Well, let's see. We've taken the rest of Denmark. And we got to sink 1 enemy destroyer. What happened on the west coast there? Let's do a destroyer versus destroyer fight, but also let's not make it fair. Actually, wait, I got my my battle cruisers. I can catch up to it. Let's make it really unfair. And for a second there, I thought these were battleships. But no, my battle cruisers should be able to catch up to that enemy destroyer. It's that close already. Guess catching up was not really something to worry about. Which class was this? Was that another, what's it called, like Willard Keith? With the 1 kilometer torpedoes? Or have they built something new? This is something new. 5 kilometer torps. 16 million price tag, which is still very affordable. If there was more than one, I would almost be worried. One-inch main belts. The 6-inch guns should actually be very effective here, but so are definitely the 14s. And that's most of their ship gone. Six-inch guns haven't really done much. I knocked out the torps at least, so... And there it goes. Aylwin. Now what was going on the west coast? I was setting up some, like, real, Venezuela is gone. I was setting up some real battles here, but, like, nothing has happened. Okay, like, where are you heading now? East or north? Back and forth. How are we on fuel on this task force? We're good. Yeah, we got Pearl Harbor as a supply port. You know what? We're just gonna try and get a strike on San Francisco. And that's it for this episode. I will be back when we get a battle of some kind. I think Denmark is now completely wiped out. Yes, so they're gonna dissolve next turn. The Denmark has dissolved, it will say. I'll put you in Copenhagen. Well, you are going back to your home of Le Havre, because you've done your job. Impressive navy by Norway here. Let's see, what is the American fleet strength now? 40 ships. Okay, so they're probably repairing that battleship and the cruiser in San Francisco. Britain still rearming, aggressively so. Let's actually before we go, let's tease that new battleship hull. There she is, the Dreadnought 3. And go all the way up to 28,000 tons. What kind of tower options do we have here? Five base, 12 long range. 9 base, 10 long range. Yeah, so we still got those towers to deal with. But that is a decent looking ship. We can make some interesting stuff on this one. Or at least some, not interesting. It's going to be very cookie cutter, but at least it will be quite decent. Maybe next time or sometime after that. Goodbye and take care.